Hey everyone, so let's talk about if you should either wait for the new 2021 Amazon Fire HD10 or and HD10 Plus. It's coming out on May 26th, so end of this month, or if you should go ahead and buy the current version, which is what I have here, the 2019 Amazon Fire HD10. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about what is going to be different and what is pretty much going to be the same. So let's talk about first what is going to be changing on the 2021 version compared to the 2019 version. So first thing here is it's going to look more like the HD8 and HD8 Plus from last year, the 2020 versions of these. One of the biggest thing, the camera is going to go from up top here to the side like it is on the 8 over here. So we'll go on the side over here. Then the bezel should shrink a little bit. As you see here, they're a little bit smaller. So they're going to look a little bit different. Another difference is, and the biggest difference, the best difference, is they're changing over from only 2 gigabytes of RAM, that's on the 2019 version here, up to 3 gigs of RAM for the non-plus or 4 gigabytes of RAM for the plus version. That is huge. That is awesome. That is the pretty much the biggest reason why you'd want to not get a 2019 and get the 2021 is for that extra 1 or 2 gigabytes of RAM. So if you have multiple things open and you want to switch between them, so now I actually have YouTube and Prime open, having more RAM just lets you keep stuff open without it having to restart it. Yeah, and that is especially when you're playing a game and they have other apps open, so you can switch from the said game to, say, Google Chrome. You can do that without them resetting. We're right now with only 2 gigabytes of RAM. This thing resets your apps on you quite often. And then other thing too that I've had issues with on this one is when using apps like Cars.com here for more than say 20-30 minutes, it starts to slow way down, and then it'll eventually just reset on you, which means you lose your progress on where you were on looking at different cars. So that part is very annoying too. And the 2020 version here of the 8, excuse me, is with the Plus, which has 3 gigabytes of RAM. This is way better. It does not have any of those issues that this guy has. So just going from 2 gigs to 3 gigs of RAM should help with that immensely. And especially going up to 4 gigabytes of RAM, that is just going to future-proof the HD10s even more so. So that is the biggest thing here. Another change is they are changing the screen. They're using some new fancy type of screen on it. That's supposed to make it even more durable than it already is. So right now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is pretty much just kind of like a plastic screen, but they're supposed to be changing that up to a more durable screen. This one's already pretty dang durable, especially compared to like the iPad, which is what they always compare it to, what Amazon always compares it to. Now for 2021, you can get either the HD10 or the HD10 Plus, and on top of that, you can get the productivity Amazon called kit that comes with a Bluetooth keyboard, as well as I think it's like 1 year subscription to Microsoft 365 as well, which they've not done that in the past. And I think it might also come with a case as well. So that's pretty cool. Most people are probably not going to do that package because you can just get a probably cheaper Bluetooth keyboard and case off of Amazon, but there is an option for that this year as well. And then one more big difference is going to be that they are now supposed to be adding in a split screen view. So meaning you can have a couple different apps open on the same screen at one time. Because again, currently you'd have to just switch back and forth between the two, like this. But now they're supposed to be, you're going to be able to have it 2 apps open at the same time. So split screening apps. Now I don't know if it's just going to be certain apps or if it's going to be every app, but that is going to be a big difference too, is that you can now do that. Whereas on the 2028 you cannot do that. Also might be because this is a small screen. So they didn't change it for the 2028. And they are adding it on to the 2021 10 and 10 pluses. So that's really cool as well. Now let's talk about what is not going to be different. So it's still going to be 10.1 inches, just like it is now. It's still going to be 1080p resolution. They are not bumping that up to 4K. Again, this is a $150 device, so it is a pretty cheap tablet. So of course they're not going to add that into 4K. So it does still have the 1080p, which to me this is actually a pretty nice display. I have no issues with this display whatsoever. The cameras are going to be the same, it looks like. So you have a 2 megapixel on the front, a 5 megapixel on the back. And the back can record, I believe it's up to 720p video recording. I don't know who's going to be using a tablet in general, but especially an Amazon tablet like this that has really bad cameras. Be taking pictures anyway. So the camera's going to be the same, at least the same resolution in the cameras. Of course, you can use this to like scan documents and stuff onto your tablet. But for taking pictures and actual videos, it's not really that good. But that's going to be the same. The screen, going back to the screen here, is still going to have the 224 ppi, just like it has now, which again I think is actually pretty decent. But it would have been nice if they would have bumped that up. But with that said, this is a nicer display than what is on the 2028s or any of the 8s for that matter, and 8 pluses. This is only 720p. This is and will be 1080p. Still going to, of course, have USB Type C, which I'm guessing is not going to be able to connect it to a monitor or TV to see what's on your tablet screen on the monitor or TV. Currently, you cannot do that. I wouldn't doubt they'd keep it that way, to where it's just for charging. But that said, it is still nice to have USB Type C to charge because it charges pretty dang fast. So that is not going to change either. So let's talk about, should you buy it or not? Or should you upgrade or not? So currently, the 2019 version is actually a little bit less than $100 on sale right now on Amazon.com, at least in the US. So it will be about $50 cheaper than when the new one comes out, which is going to be starting at $150. And I believe it's $180 for the Plus version. So right now you can save $50 if you go ahead and buy the 2019 version. But with that said, I have pre-ordered and I will be doing many videos on the 2021 Fire hd10 Plus. I pre-ordered the Plus version, get that extra gigs of RAM, again, to future-proof it. And I really do like these tablets quite a bit. Check out my channel. If you guys have not seen it, I have many videos on different Amazon tablets. So personally, that is what I've done. I pre-ordered the 10 Plus. Now, do I think you guys should or not? I think it depends on what you do with it. If you are someone who uses a bunch of apps at the same time, and especially could benefit from the split screen viewing, I would say go ahead and do that. I don't imagine that they're going to be adding that feature to the 2019 versions. Again, 2 gigabytes of RAM is not a lot of RAM whatsoever. I imagine split screening 2 apps would probably like knock this tablet out, and it would just give up on you. So if you are someone who uses multiple apps at the same time, especially on a split screen, if that would benefit you, I would say definitely go ahead and pre-order the new one, especially the Plus version with the 4 gigs of RAM. Or if you just like to switch between apps and have them all open at the same time, again, go ahead and pre-order that new one, especially the Plus version. That RAM, it will benefit you greatly. So again, this guy, not so good at keeping multiple apps open without refreshing them on you, restarting them on you. But now if you are someone who just needs it as a normal YouTube machine, maybe do some reading on it with Kindle, or just do some general internet browsing. If you don't need that extra RAM, that's really going to be the biggest thing here, is the extra RAM and that split screen possibilities here. If you just need it for normal YouTube browsing, maybe some Netflix, some streaming, do it for emails, general internet browsing, maybe I say maybe go ahead and save that $50 for now. Go ahead and get one of these 2019 versions. So again, they're decent. I mean, they're actually pretty quick. They're actually not too bad. They're not as quick as the iPad, in the base iPad, but it's also half the price of one. So for general viewing and general internet browsing, these are fantastic. Go ahead and save yourself that $50 or more, and go ahead and buy one of these, or keep the one you already have. Yeah, so that's my thoughts. One thing I did not mention, one thing that is going to be big too, I don't know how I forgot this, but is Another thing that doesn't look like it's changing is the processor that's in these. They use the MediaTek processor, 2 gigahertz MediaTek processor, and I believe it's octa-core. And they don't actually tell you on Amazon what MediaTek processor they use, what model of that processor they use. Actually, I don't think they can tell you that it's MediaTek. You have to find it on other websites. But it looks like, at least as of right now, it looks like it is going to be the same processor because it has the same wording on it as what the 2019 version has. It just says, powerful 2 gigahertz octa-core processor, something like that. There's no mention of it being more powerful though. So that is another thing. So really, the biggest things here is the RAM, the extra gig or 2 of RAM, and then the split screen, and then a little bit different look because it's going to be a little bit, camera will be on the side like it's on the 8, and the bezels will be a bit smaller. Let me know what you guys are doing. Again, I've already pre-ordered my 8. Hopefully, I don't know why I keep saying 8. The 10 Plus. Hopefully, it'll be here on the 26th. That's when they're supposed to be shipping them out. Hopefully, it'll actually get here then or sooner. Let me know you guys' thoughts, ideas, and opinions on this. I cannot wait. Personally, I cannot wait for this to come out. Until next time, guys. Hope you have a good one. I appreciate you all watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye.